Hello?
Hello?
Yes, I was ready, Your Honor.
What are you ready for?
I'll just plead guilty to the
Fail to stop?
yes.
All
And
right.
just pay
On
the
March
money.
17th, 2017, were you involved in a property damage accident at a location? What the hell?
Yes.
You know what? I don't even know how this ticket got here. This accident was in Detroit.
Yep.
Case dismissed.
Oh.
This court's not in Detroit. Go away and sin no more forever.
Okay.
Good afternoon. This is the first appearance docket. I'm going to start with Greenwood County. This is for December 30th, 2024. First case I'm calling is State of Kansas versus Kaden Joseph West, 24 CR 231.
All right, I have to thank Brecken. She sent all this to me. I tried to download it when I was in Puerto Rico. It was too long. I've seen it's all over the place. It's got some old stuff in there from I can't remember her name right now. Judge in Texas. You'll know her when you see her. I don't know why that's slipping my mind. But what made me think of this is when I was stuck in Detroit. I was stuck in Detroit from about 2 o'clock in the morning till about 7 o'clock in the morning because they wouldn't allow me to land in Chicago. It was miserable. And when I was whining to somebody about it, texting, and they said, well, you know, maybe you'll see Lanice Bryant. And the other one I thought it was Oakley, or for that matter, Judge Simpson. I am like, you know, it'd be fun if one of my judges would roll through Metro right now. And I could walk up to him at 4 o'clock in the morning and be like, hey, what's going on?
Council state their appearances, please.
May it please the court, this state appears by Jill Gillette, County Attorney.
Are you Kaden Joseph West?
Yes, sir, I am.
All right, Mr. West, I'm going to go over charges. Well, do we have all the defendants available where they can hear at this point? We have 5 cases for Greenwood County. Do we have everybody available to where they can hear the rights?
No. So the females are still locked up, but I have the males out.
Very well. I'm going to go over the individual
Judge Rangel. Sorry, I couldn't remember.
or go over rights in first, and then I'll follow up with individual cases. If you were charged in Kansas with a felony or a misdemeanor, you have the right to be presumed not guilty. You additionally have the right to a trial by jury or to the court. If you at a trial, you would have the right to cross-examine the state's witnesses, call witnesses on your own behalf. Also, you would have the right to testify or not testify as you see fit. It cannot be considered against you if you choose not to testify. Additionally, you would have the right to use the court subpoena powers to have witnesses attend. Also, you would have the right to be represented by counsel. If you wish to be represented by counsel but cannot afford counsel, you can apply to the court. If you meet the financial criteria, I'd appoint an attorney to represent you. All right, Mr. West, do you understand the rights that I just explained?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to go over what you're charged with now. You're charged in count 1 with identity theft. That's a severity level 8 non-person felony. Level 8 non-person felony is punishable at a minimum of 7 months and a maximum of 23 months with the Secretary of Correction. Additionally, there can be a fine up to $100,000. In regards to count number 2, you're charged with interference with law enforcement. That is a severity level 7, 8, 9 non-person felony. Level 9 is punishable at a minimum of 5 months to a maximum of 17 months and a fine not to exceed $100,000. In regards to count number 3, you are charged with driving while suspended a third or subsequent event. That is a Class A non-person misdemeanor. A Class A misdemeanor is punishable up to 1 year in the county jail and a fine not to exceed $2,500. Additionally, depending on a person's criminal history, there may be mandatory minimum times, including 90 days, depending on why a person's license was suspended if they were found guilty of those offenses. You understand what you're charged with?
Yes, sir.
All right. Mr. West, what is your intentions concerning an attorney?
My intentions concerning an attorney, I need one appointed to me.
All right. Have you filled out an application for one yet?
Nope.
I'd ask that you do that. They should be able to provide that with to you. Do you have, are you employed at this time?
Yeah, I'm self-employed.
In what's your occupation?
Active service member.
Okay, you said self-employed, but an active service member.
Yes, sir.
How are you self-employed then?
I work non-profit.
All right, how much do you make in a year?
I work non-profit, so therefore there is no profit.
You don't get paid?
Nope. I do everything I do out of the grace of God.
All right.
Oh,
I'm going to, you'll need to fill out the paperwork, but it sounds like if you have no income that you're going to qualify for court-appointed counsel. I will give a preliminary appointment of counsel. As you're charged with felonies, you are entitled to have what we refer to as a preliminary hearing or preliminary examination, where the state will have to show probable cause for you to be bound over on a felony.
Remind you that all of this came about on a traffic stop, and I am no longer charged with any of the original charges from the traffic stop to begin with. They pulled me over for suspicion
Oh, but you are because you're in court.
of DUI. I blew a 0.000.
Well, I've explained what you're charged with.
Right.
Missy, do you have a proposed hearing date for this case?
Yes, January 31st at 1:30.
And that's for a preliminary examination control,
Yes,
January 31st
THC.
at 1:30.
yes.
Based upon Mr. West's statement, I'll give a preliminary appointment of counsel, but he does need to fill that out so I can review it. Anything further? And so we need to address Mr. West on in regards to his bond. Ms. Gillette, any argument there?
Can I get a bond reduction, please?
Hold on, I'm going to let you make your request here in a moment. I'm going to see what the county attorney's asking for first.
Judge, I haven't seen his current bond, what they've set it at yet.
It's set at $125,000, which is a bit excessive.
I don't show a bond on the paperwork that I have, so
Oh, okay, then.
On the jail sheet, it says 12.5 by
Judge,
schedule.
I think it's appropriate to be set at 12.5. He was in possession of a stolen vehicle when he was
No.
stopped. That vehicle
No,
has been reported
Mr.
stolen.
West, don't interrupt.
It was,
vehicle was not reported stolen. It was bowload.
Mr. West, you'll have an opportunity in a moment. Do not interrupt.
Yes, sir.
the
Mr.
vehicle,
West.
the vehicle he was driving has been reported stolen out of Lyon County. They were on the lookout for it.
Look at it.
And
Was not reported stolen.
it is, he has, given multiple different names as to what his name would be. We had to actually contact Lyon County to get a copy of his Kansas ID and have him identified. And they were able to identify him. And then we confirmed it with matching photos. He's given multiple wrong names at the traffic stop. It took quite a bit after getting him to the jail to figure out who he was. So I am asking for the bond to remain at $12,500 cash or professional surety. I believe it's appropriate under these circumstances.
Mr. West, recommendations in regards to bond?
I would request a bond reduction. I mean, honestly, I did not falsely give any names that were incorrect. I mean, there's no law stating that you're required and limited to only one name.
All right, sir, let's stay on, focus on the bond.
Okay.
Mr. Hoffman, you need to mute your screen.
I'm sorry. Okay, I'm so sorry. I don't know.
It's rough when the other
Right.
defendants laughing
I'm
at
going
you.
to set bond at $12,500 cash or surety. Mr. West's next hearing date is January 31st at 1:30 for preliminary hearing control status. Mr. West, if you make bond, then you need to be in contact with the attorney that gets appointed. That will be a Zoom hearing. If you make bond, then I want you to appear at the sheriff's office or at the courthouse where they have electronic provisions, so there's no issue in regards to being able to conduct the hearing. Anything further concerning Mr. West?
I can't think of anything else, Sharon.
Mr. West, anything further on your case today? Very well, this matter is adjourned. He can be taken back to his cell. All right. Who is the next individual you have there?
It will be Taylor Summerlin, but give me just a minute, Judge.
Oh, well, okay, if you have any, the people that were present and could hear the rights, I want to do them first.
Okay. Alrighty, let me get him locked back down and then I will be right back, okay?
All right, while they're doing that, we'll take up State of Kansas versus Cody Hoffman. This is the Elk County case. Mr. Hoffman, you need to unmute your screen. Also, you need to turn on your video. Mr. Hoffman?
Are we good? Did I do it?
All right,
All right.
Mr. Hoffman, you were present when I went through the rights with an earlier individual. Did you hear those?
Yes, I did.
Do you need me to go over any of those rights again?
No, Your Honor.
All right, you were charged in count 1 with battery. That is a class B person misdemeanor. A B misdemeanor is punishable up to 6 months in the county jail and a fine not to exceed $1,000. You were charged in count 2 with aggravated assault. That is a severity level 7 person felony. That level of offense is punishable at a minimum of 11 months and a maximum of 34 months with the Secretary of Corrections. Additionally, there can be a fine not to exceed $100,000. Do you understand what you're charged with? Mr. Hoffman, do you understand what you're charged with?
I have no idea why aggravated would be involved in any way. But
All right. You, as you were charged with a felony, you are entitled to have a preliminary hearing. As I went through with your rights earlier, you have the right to be represented by counsel. Have you hired an attorney?
I have not.
Are you going to be hiring an attorney, or are you going to be applying for court-appointed counsel?
I suppose I'll be applying for court-appointed counsel. This is ludicrous. I mean, I can't believe this. You know,
Right. You'll need to, where physically are you at this time?
I'm at my home.
Sir, where is that? What town?
Moline, Kansas.
All right. You can go by the courthouse and pick up the application for court-appointed counsel and fill that out. If you meet the guidelines, I would appoint an attorney to represent you. Can you do that today?
Yes.
That would be fun.
The courthouse is open. The courts are open till 4:30. So it'll need to be in advance of that. You need to fill out that application completely. We will set a preliminary control hearing for you. We'll set that at least 2 weeks down the road. If we need to go a little farther out, we can. So
we've added to the additional charges that I was arrested for.
the county attorney has reviewed the paperwork and has charged you as I indicated.
All right, I will work on getting an attorney.
Okay, can the clerk, hold on. Do we have the Elk County Clerk, Sarah? Do you
Yes,
have the
sir.
date for us?
Yes, we can do January 22nd at 10:30.
January 22nd
I don't know if he needs an attorney. That ludicrous defense looks pretty rock solid.
at 10:30 will be your hearing, Mr. Hoffman. That'll be a Zoom hearing. You're at a place where you can, appear via Zoom if you're in a location where you've got good reception. If you
Yes.
have questions about if your equipment's going to be operational or anything to that effect, you can be at the sheriff's office. They can conduct a hearing from there as well. If you get court-appointed counsel in advance of that, then consult with your attorney. Some attorneys will have their clients with them and to do the next hearing. But January 22nd at 10:30 is your next hearing date. So go
Is
ahead
there
and fill out that application today, get that submitted. You'll be notified if you qualify for court-appointed counsel or not.
Is there a deadline to go and get this paperwork?
Well, as we've got a January 22nd date today, you indicated you could come in today. Is that?
Yes,
not
I'd like to source my options. I have, there's potential for other options, and I'd just like to know if there was a deadline on.
Well, go ahead and submit your application. If you choose to hire an attorney, you can do that. There's no problem with that, but I don't want to have a situation where we come up on January 22nd and you're not represented.
I understand. I will get on that immediately.
All right. A bond was posted earlier and he appears today. Ms. Gillette, do you wish to address bond? You're muted.
Just no contact with the victim, Your Honor.
So no contact with the victim. Anything further?
No.
Okay, Mr. Hoffman, is there anything about the bond you want to address today?
Nope.
Very well. Bond of continue, no contact with the witnesses or victims identified in the complaint. And very well. So if there's nothing further, this matter is adjourned and your parties are free to go. All right, who do you have there at the Greenwood County Jail now, please?
To be honest, I really don't know what's going on with me. I feel like I'm having had mental breakdown. I don't really remember much of that whole week. I remember bits and pieces, but other than that, I don't really remember much.
Were you on meth? Is that why you don't remember much? Were you using drugs that week, Mr. Day?
As far as I remember, I don't believe I was, but I don't trust my memory right now. I don't trust my judgment right now. So
Hey, I think I would know if I was on crystal meth or heroin or cocaine, or you can't get out with that excuse, Mr. Day.
I'm not trying to give it as an excuse. I'm just saying I don't remember. I don't remember much. I remember bits and pieces.
Ms. Chavez?
I don't know what to say, Your Honor. I don't believe it.
Who has Ortiz? Mr. Rick?
Yes, Judge.
Who has Ortiz?
On the
Terrence
other-
Mack
Yes,
Terrence
on the other case.
has Ortiz, right?
Correct. Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought, you just texted me. It just barely got here right now.
Oh, no,
It doesn't-
no.
Okay.
Yeah, without getting into further detail, there were drugs involved that.
Okay. But wait a minute. Why does the docket have Justin Underwood as attorney, Ms. Mata?
Let me look at it.
Did he plea him out and that's why, or did you hire Justin Underwood to represent you, Mr. Day?
No, that was a court appointed to me.
When?
When I first got on probation.
Okay.
So I'll remove that.
I'm sorry?
So I'll go ahead and remove him.
Please. Okay. Okay, Mr. Day. Ms. Chavez, talk to him.
Mr. Day, judge is giving you the opportunity to be open and honest. So you need to let her know what was going on. I know you probably don't remember during the incident, which is fine, but just tell her the truth. Let her know what led up to this. This is your opportunity.
I do believe it has something to do with me that I was switching meds. I was switching meds at the time from going from Abilify to Capilita. And I don't know if it was a bad reaction or if what it was. I will admit I did relapse. I relapsed, but I did stop. I had a day where I did smoke. I took about 2 or 3 hits, and then I stopped after that.
Judge, I was higher than Draft's private parts.
But besides that, the whole week, I don't really remember much. Pretty much the most of that I remember, the last thing I remember.
You looked pretty strung out. You looked pretty high. When you got arrested, I think you were in the car somewhere when they arrested you. It was a traffic stop.
No,
No, Your Honor, it was, the police came to the house for an
Oh, to the
aggravated-
house. That's right.
possible aggravated assault in progress.
Did your grandfather was there? What happened that night?
I don't remember. Honestly, I really don't remember that much. I remember my grandpa coming. I remember him talking to me. I remember my parents talking to me. I remember my brothers talking to me. I'm pretty sure I didn't, assault anybody. I was staying inside. I was kind of on my own trip. And
I might have to clip. I'm pretty sure I didn't assault anybody. That sounds like me hungover on a Sunday morning.
As far as I know, I'm more than sure I didn't hit anybody or attack anybody.
Who would have called the police for an aggravated assault in progress? Who would have called the police?
The only thing I can think of was my neighbors, but as far as what my parents just told me is that they told them they didn't call. So I don't know who would have called.
Do you remember maybe your behavior was out of control? Were you pacing back and forth, yelling, screaming, paranoid?
I don't remember that at all. I just remember my parents talking to me and my grandpa talking to me.
I don't remember, but it does sound like something I would do.
Were you beating up on your brother?
No, I'm more than sure I wasn't. We were just talking.
Were you beating up on your grandpa?
No, I'm pretty sure I wasn't. I would never do that to my grandpa.
Do you have a history in the house where you might break things or punch the walls or make holes in the walls?
Yes, in the past. It's been quite a long time since that's happened. It's been at least a good, I would say, I haven't broken things in a very long time, like at least more than 3-4 years. And so I wouldn't have done that. I've gotten a pretty good control of my anger now.
When I asked you to turn yourself in, Mr. Day, why didn't you turn yourself in?
That's one of the things I don't remember. I don't remember that. I don't remember you telling me to turn myself in. I don't remember.
Now I think this is convenient amnesia, Miss Chavez. I'm smelling convenient amnesia.
Like I said, there's bits and pieces I remember and bits and pieces I don't remember.
Your Honor, may I?
I would believe that.
That's part I don't remember. I also don't know how the goats got there. It was sketchy.
If you were getting high since that weekend where you took off.
Right.
And I would believe the story.
Exactly.
I have to tell the judge, oh, I relapsed in such and this date, and then everything started spiraling after. It's to your convenience.
It's to his convenience. He's going to prison. All I want is honesty, Mr. Day, and you're not giving it to me.
No,
For you to tell me I don't remember that day that you said, please turn yourself in is BS. Go ahead, Ms. Cotto.
I don't remember that whole court session. I don't remember the days before that or after that. I'm being
Mr. Day?
honest.
Mr. Day, you're remembering all the good stuff and not remembering any of the bad.
Exactly.
And what we need you to do right now is be honest, because we're trying to help you. Okay? We're trying to see what we can do to help you. And if you're not honest with us, it just makes things worse.
No, let's tell him the truth. I'm not going to help you. I'm not going to help a dishonest person.
We can't help you.
You can't. I can't fix a lie. I cannot fix lies and BS. You come clean with us, Mr. Day, I will help you until you give up. I won't give up on you. But you lie to me, I cannot fix a lie, and I'm not going to help a liar.
Can't fix stupid either.
The day before I was supposed to turn myself in, the day that I smoked.
But marijuana doesn't cause amnesia.
No, it wasn't weed.
So why didn't you turn yourself in when I said, Mr. Day, you're going to turn yourself in for a little bit?
I believe it was because when the day, it was Sunday, I smoked that night. And I believe that really influenced my judgment. And I decided not to turn myself in because I was high.
But I didn't tell you on Sunday to turn yourself in.
No, but you told me on Monday morning and I smoked Sunday night.
I don't think I told him Monday morning.
He was going to work, Your Honor. He was going to work and then going to turn himself in every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and then be released Thursday, Saturday.
I know that, but what day did I tell him to turn himself in? It had to be.
It was on a
Tuesday.
Wednesday, Your Honor.
Yes.
He was going to go to work.
I believe it was on a Monday at 9.
Oh.
No, that was,
No.
are you talking about the day judge told you to turn yourself in, or the day you were supposed to go do the UA? Because that was a Sunday, Monday.
The UA.
Mhm.
I told you on Wednesday at the Phoenix Project, our
Sunday,
session in the morning.
the Sunday was the excuse of your friend and the car breaking down. And so are you talking about that weekend that you got high? So by the time we talked Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you were just. How far back does it go, Mr. Day?
Mr. Day, you said you smoked pot on Sunday. Do you do it at your house or where?
No, it wasn't pot.
You smoked what then? Crystal meth?
Yes.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to remember. Maybe it was that day. I don't really know. I do know that the day that I was supposed to turn myself in, I didn't turn myself in because I was high. I do remember that.
Where do you get crystal meth from?
It was from an old friend.
Do you do it at your house?
No.
So you do crystal meth with your friends?
Well, they're not friends, but I guess people I know.
Okay. Okay. Crystal meth is pretty bad stuff. Pretty bad stuff.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you've been to rehab twice, right? You've been to West Texas. You come out really good, strong, healthier, and then you spiral down eventually. What do you think that spiraling down is caused by, Mr. Day?
I believe it's from having old contacts texting me and calling me on my social media. And I've actually talked about this with my parents like a couple days ago, that whenever I do decide, or whenever I am releasing me, I'm deciding to delete all my social media. So I don't have contact with those people no more. I really don't want to keep going down this path anymore. It's something that's actually, it makes me want to cry. It makes me really want to just not, I don't want to live this life anymore, going down the same road every single time, every chance it happens. I'd rather just do something that actually makes me happy, and something that's gonna benefit me in my future, not something that's gonna keep putting me down more and more and more.
Talking. Who's talking? Not Mr. Day. Somebody's talking. Okay. Okay, they stopped. Okay, Mr. Day. You're saying all the right things, but once you get out, you won't want to do anything. You don't want to work. You don't want to get your GED. You don't want to go get a career. You don't do anything.
You are right, and my parents have
I don't know. He does math.
already told me that when I'm released, if I don't do these things, I'm not gonna have a place to live anymore. So I'm kind of in a predicament where I need to do these things, not just so I have a place to live, but also so I have a better future for myself.
Huh? Any more questions on Mr. Day?
Your Honor, I was curious about one of the substances that was, that we talked about, the MSM. Can you tell Judge a little bit about that?
MSM is I guess it's a chemical, you can say, that they use to cut into meth. If it's smoked the same way as crystal meth is, it gives you the same kind of effects and the same kind of high and the same symptoms of meth. It's just not as intense. And it's something that you can buy at Walmart or off online or anything like that.
Was that something that you were also using?
No, I believe that was something that was also smoking because it was cut into the
He gives a whole dissertation on it, and then he says, "No, but I wasn't using it."
meth that I was smoking.
What does MSM stand for?
Methyl sulfamethate. I don't know how to exactly pronounce it.
Mr. Day, do you want to get better?
I do, I really do. I'm really tired of living the same way.
What do you want to do in a year from now, 5 years from now?
I want to at least have my GED in a year from now, well, less than a year from now. I want to at least have my GED and be able to have some of my certifications in auto mechanics. And that's in less than a year.
I think you can do it. I think you can have your GED by next month, 2 weeks, because you have the potential. But you don't want to give yourself that opportunity. You don't want to focus on yourself. And that's what I need you to do.
Once we let him out, he gets lazy. He just doesn't do a damn thing. You don't do anything, Mr. Day. And this has been 2-3 times that I've seen it.
I don't believe I'm getting lazy. I believe I'm getting distracted with these so-called friends that are texting me, and they're causing me to not focus on myself. And so that's why I made the decision that I'm going to delete my social media so I don't have
And how are they distracting you with drugs?
contact with these people no more, so I can focus on myself. Focus on what I need to do that's better for me.
I think he needs another program for crystal meth. I think he needs maybe Aliviane. Is there Aliviane inpatient for men?
There is not, Your Honor.
No. Yeah.
But we can check mom's insurance.
Well, Mom, does insurance pay for Casa Vida?
Oh, Your Honor.
I'm not too sure.
No?
No.
No. I think he needs another facility. Meth is tough to kick. Meth is tough.
Yes, and I think he needs to get out of the home, that home.
In another rehab, like he did before with West Texas.
Your Honor, I'm being told that Aliviane now has a new residential program. I'll look into it.
Okay. Or maybe when he went to West Texas, did he do RSAT either of the 2 times, or it was just West Texas?
I did RSAT and BHRTC.
Okay, so you've done both. Okay. So then let's try, I think Aliviane. I think Aliviane inpatient to get you better, another facility. What do you think, Mr. Day?
I don't think I need to be an inpatient. I think outpatient would be something that's even more better, just because.
Well, because if I'm inpatient, it's harder for me to get meth.
Inpatient, I'm away from my family, and my family is the biggest support system.
They're not a support system. This is what you have to realize.
My family?
You're in a lot of trouble. They enable you. I'm sorry. And I said that to them. They enable you. They put up with the fact that you sit on your sofa for 24 hours a day. They make excuses for your highness, and they know you have a crystal meth problem, but oh my God, maybe he didn't get enough sleep. Maybe it's the meds. Maybe they enable you. They're part of the problem.
At the same time, though, they do
They're
help.
not a good support system. A good support system would be a police that's calling me every minute, calling us. He's not doing this, he's not doing that. I can't get him to do this, I can't get him to do that. They're not a good, they're a kind of support system you want, which enables you to do what you've been doing for all these years. That's why you say they're a great support system.
They're my only support system, to be honest.
That's a different story. That's a different story. I'll agree with you there. That doesn't make them good. That doesn't make them what you need right now. What you need right now is somebody to sit there every minute of every day and call you out on everything you don't do that you're supposed to do. And they don't do that. They love you too much. They come up with excuses. They want to protect you. So if we give you another chance, if we do, Phoenix Project is going to decide. We spoke to your parents for an hour in staffing. Did they tell you?
Yes.
Okay. This is how much we care about you, Mr. Day. 1 hour we were with your parents. So this isn't something I'm making up and pulling out of a hat. They love you, of course, and most parents want to be protective, and most parents want to not face reality. They see you higher than a kite. Oh, maybe it's no sleep. Maybe your meds are wrong. And that's what they tell themselves. And that's what they get you off the hook. That's not what you need. You need somebody to hold you accountable. And that's what we're trying to do.
I feel like I need something that's going to keep me busy and keep me focused on myself.
That's why you need Aliviane. That's why I think you need another facility. I'm not taking you away from your parents. You'll go back to your parents eventually. This is just another residential. And you have structure. You focus on yourself. You don't have issues of your parents who annoy you or your brother who annoys you. You're focusing on you and no outside stresses whatsoever.
How long would we be on it?
I don't know. How long is the program, Escato? Do you know? Now that we know there's a program there?
He's on the phone, Your Honor.
Oh, I'm sorry. Ms. Chavez, do we know anything about that? I guess we didn't.
No, Your Honor, the program that they had in the past that I know that they closed, it was 60 to 90 days. But it was kind of like Casa Vida, where at a certain point you're able to visit with family or go to school or go to work. I don't know.
I'm getting details on it right now.
Got it. I think that's what you need. Ms. Chavez, don't you agree or you don't agree?
No, yes, Your Honor, I believe
I think he needs that.
he needs a structured environment.
Yes, yes, and your parents, but you know, your parents, for God's sake, are doing the best that they can do. But for you, you need a little bit over the top. You need more right now. You need more right now. Mr. Day?
Yes.
Just another facility. That's okay. The third time's the charm, they say. Let's not give up. We're not giving up on you.
Unfortunately, Your Honor, it's not open yet.
Okay,
Does he
let's
have
give up.
insurance that'll cover another facility?
Mom did mention that she had basic insurance for him, but we don't know if it will cover residential. We will need to check.
Okay. Okay.
Let me ask Mom to send me the insurance card. I'll ask Mario and I'll ask Mario if he
This kid needs jail. He's not ready for treatment. He doesn't want to do it.
has any space at Casa Vida.
Does he take insurance?
No, but maybe he has, I'll ask him to, if he has any scholarships.
Scholarships. Okay. Okay, Mr. Day. Anything else you want to tell us? Because we're going to report this back to the Phoenix Project staff. Anything else you want to tell us?
And I'm sorry for my actions and that I need to be better and I want to be better. And I just feel like that I really need to have a better life and I really want to have a better life.
Good, good. Well, I hope, you can apologize to us and that's okay. I appreciate that and we all accept it. But the one that you let down the most was yourself and your parents.
I'm more mad at myself because of that. I just can't seem to stay focused.
Well, and see, you've identified some of the triggers, social media, old friends, and old people they're not friends, like you say. So you've identified some of the triggers. Now, if you're willing to take that action once you get out, we're gonna have to see, because actions to me speak much louder than words. What I know is that crystal meth, heroin and meth are the worst drugs to pick. So a third time stint at a rehab is not unusual. Fourth, fifth, it's not unusual for those drugs. So we've not given up on you. But you need to be honest with us. You were kind of honest, but more important, you need to be honest with yourself to get better. So I really do believe you need another facility. I had told your parents to come up with a parenting plan, right? I asked that, Ms. Chavez, Ms. Cotto. They've not submitted that yet.
No,
But
I spoke to his mom who said the dad was working on it.
okay. I really think now that I'm speaking to you, your ability to be honest and forthright, you're lacking a lot of that. And so that's why I think
Yeah, this is kind of fun to see her again. Thanks again, Brecken.
you still need a facility. You need a facility. You weren't being honest with us. And that's the first step to getting clean and sober, is being honest with everybody.
I think she's not on the bench anymore. Tell me in the chat.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Day. Anything else? Anything else, Mr. Day? We're going to try to find a facility for you. I think we need to,
probably.
This is the problem too, Mr. Day. This is what you have to realize. As much as I know about the drug, and I think Ms. Chavez knows about the drug, and
I would have really liked to see O'Donnell hear that story. I know what his reaction would have been. The same as theirs, but just spicier.
Ms. Cotto knows about it. To be the kind of support system that is needed for people that are addicted to those kinds of drugs, I don't think I could. I'm not equipped. I don't want to look in my child's eyes and they're half weird and half gone and half this and say, my God, you're on crystal meth. My God, you're on heroin. It comforts your mother's heart and soul to say, oh my God, you didn't get enough sleep. Oh my God, your meds are bad. So I don't think your parents, any parent, I'm not downgrading your parents. Your parents are your only support system. Your parents are awesome. Your parents spent so much time with us. I don't think any of us are equipped to handle that kind of addiction. Any parent. Ms. Cotto, do you agree? Ms. Chavez?
Yes, Your Honor.
Absolutely, Your Honor.
Yes. So we're giving them a burden now that I think about it, nobody can handle. We don't know about that. I know a little bit more than most, but still your parents don't. They have no clue about addiction. They have no clue about, I don't even have a clue of how this addiction, these drugs are so bad and so strong, they're chemicals, how it interacts with the meds you're taking. And you want a normal person, a mother or a father, to deal with that?
She's just so extra. That's why I enjoy it.
No. They don't know how. I don't know how. Moscato doesn't know how. Ms. Chavez doesn't know how. We need to find a facility, and then we can come up with the parenting plan is not going to be for naught. Their parenting plan, they're going to have to come up with a strict parenting plan once he gets out of whatever facility. Right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And I hope they're listening so that they can see. You know? Okay.
Mr. Day, you need to love yourself, Mr. Day, because we can't care more about you than yourself. Or this is not going to work.
Right.
I think that's one of the things where I struggle with caring about myself and loving myself. And that's one of the things that's really hard for me to do. I don't know why. I try every day to find something positive about myself. It's really hard.
Well, I'm sold.
And we cannot care about your sobriety more than you. You need to start caring. You need to say no.
I have no problem saying no. I just have a problem about caring about the things that happen to me. For some reason, I really don't care what happens to me, and I don't know why. I'm trying to fix that every day.
I think that was the first honest statement you said this whole time. That's the first honest statement you said.
To be honest, I have a lot of hate towards myself. I don't know why. I'm trying to fix that. I can't.
Yeah, that's the first honest statement you've said this whole time. And Mr. Day, you're an
thank you.
awesome human being. I see that. Your parents love and adore you. Miss Cado, Miss Chavez, look at how much time we're spending with you. How much time we spent with your parents. You're somebody worth saving. You're somebody worth saving, Mr. Day.
That's where I need to find somehow to believe that I care.
Well, see, and Mr. Day, this is the problem. That is the crux of your addiction. You don't care what happens to yourself. You don't love yourself. Okay. So I think Ms. Cado, Ms. Chavez, if that's why we're nagging. If you get your GED, oh my God, I have some value and worth. I did that. You go find a trade at Western Tech or go find a job that gives you self-esteem. Oh my God, I'm pretty good. I can do this. Oh my God, I do have value. I do have worth. That's how you get your self-esteem. That's how you get your value. But all you want to do is sit on the couch on social media and contact all these people. Okay. I've got to get off. It's 10 o'clock. Okay, Mr. Day. We'll get back with you once we have a facility or something. Think about everything we said and let's see what we can do. Your parents are working on a parenting plan. We'll get some insurance and see what facility we can go. Casa Vida may take you in, and I think you need just a little bit longer structure. Okay? Continue to be honest. Okay? Okay. Thank you, Mr. Day. You may be excused. Annex, thank you. Okay, yes, ma'am. We'll take care of that. 1 second.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Cristobal Nares, Steve Spurgeon, are you here?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Nares, is that you?
Yes, ma'am. Let me turn off the light so you can see better.
Okay, yes. Mr. Spurgeon, are you with us?
I am, Your Honor. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Okay, and then we have Adriana Garcia. That's an email. Ms. Garcia, are you with us? Or is Adriana with PR Bond, Miss Loretta?
PR Bond, Your Honor.
So she's on my summary then, right? He's on my summary.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, at this time, court calls number 2020-23, Cristobal Nares, announcement of council, please.
Fred Zock for the state of Texas.
And Stephen Spurgeon for Mr. Nodis, Your Honor. And I would remind the court that Mr. Nodis is here when there was concern he might not be because of immigration. So he's present.
That's great. Okay, I think he's gonna wish he wasn't. I have a page long of non-compliant behavior on his PR bond. Look at this, 1 page. Never happened before, or maybe 2 pages. Mr. Spurgeon, do you recognize your client as the defendant in this case?
I do, Judge.
And Mr. Nodis, do you recognize your attorney, Mr. Spurgeon?
Yes, Your Honor.
On 3/25, I informed the court that Mr. Nodis reported that he missed his 6 to 7 a.m. window and tested at 8:02. He advised me that he left for work at 6 in Chaparral and forgot to take his monitor. His conditions do not indicate he can travel outside of El Paso County for work purposes. He also stated he borrowed a vehicle and drove back to retrieve the monitor and test. Mr. Nodis advised me he does not have a driver's license, but wanted to make sure he got his monitor. His previous test was 3:24 at 10:10. However, the GPS shows that he was around Edgemere Boulevard and he resides at 13205 Emerald Isle. I asked Mr. Nodis where he was. He stated he was out eating at Ojo Locos. For your information, Ojo Locos is it's a bar. The women are dressed very scantily. It is like Mexican Hooters, Mr. Spurgeon. Ojo Locos.
Okay, put it on the list. This place sounds fantastic. I'm not kidding.
I reminded him to not go to bars.
Maybe the food's real good, Judge.
I reminded him to not go to bars as Ojo Locos is a cantina, a sports cantina. I asked him why he was not at home for his curfew at 9. He stated he thought it was at 10. I advised him that even at 10, he was still out and violating curfew. I also noticed other tests during his curfew times when he is not home.
You with me, Steve? We can take a flight together, buddy.
3:13 at 10:12, he was around Boston Avenue. Boston Avenue is Cincinnati Street, the bar district in El Paso. 3:14:22 at 10:01, he was around East Lake. Mr. Nodis was at a gas station. On 3:23 at 10:52 on Bowdoin, he stated he was at the gym at 11 o'clock. I asked Mr. Nodis to submit for a UA that same day to include an ETG test, which was negative. His previous urinalysis test was on 3/11 and was negative. The court was updated on 3/28 and requested a status. Prior to this, Mr. Nodis has not had any other violation or skipped on his portable
What's not to like about that?
device. Okay, there it is. He's violating curfew. He's skipping a couple of windows. He's driving without a driver's license. Okay, Mr. Spurgeon, what do you want to say about all of that?
He's staying clean.
Okay.
Meaning that he's staying clean. Now, the other stuff isn't any excuse for it, but I'm glad he's staying clean because that would be a concern.
I'm not.
This attorney is smooth. That is the best way to do it. Hit the good point you have. Don't make excuses for the other thing. He's just very, very smooth about how he does it.
I'm glad he's staying clean. Isn't he on for intoxicated? He's going to bars, for God's sake. Intoxication assault with a vehicle. Are you kidding me right now? You want me to say he's not doing drugs, but he's at bars, and that's okay?
I'm not saying it's okay, Judge. I'm
This reminds me of an old video I did when what was that? And she got all upset that they were eating chicken wings because it was a bar. Similar scenario. It made me laugh for a long time.
telling that at least these are his equities. He's staying clean.
No, it's not an equity in my book when he's charged with intoxicated manslaughter and he's out drinking at Ojos Locos. No. Mr. Zock,
Yes, Your Honor.
what do you suggest we do? Revoke his PR bond?
Your Honor, may I speak?
No, not yet. Mr. Zock?
Yes, Your Honor, the state would move to revoke the PR bond and increase it in light of these violations.
Okay. Mr. Spurgeon, do you allow your client to speak?
Please, Your Honor.
Okay, go ahead, Mr. Nadas.
Your Honor, that time I went to the Ojos Locos, I was with my dad. It was a family time. I went to
Bullshit! Ojos Locos is not a family restaurant. Don't give me that crap.
Your Honor, we went to go see a soccer game. It was just me and my dad. And I remember it started out around 7:40. So the game it almost ended at 10. And to be honest, if I wanted a drink, I can just do it here at my house. But I don't drink. I'm done with drinking. And that
Is it on
time,
a
me and my dad
monitor?
went-
You can't drink at your house. Aren't you on a monitor, Mr.
Yes.
Nadas?
I'm in the monitor, but I'm saying that.
But what do you think you can drink at your house? What makes you think you can drink at your house when you're on an alcohol monitor device?
But I'm saying that you think I go to bars to drink, and I really don't drink. I took that ETG test. That test it takes like 3 or 4 days before that day. So, I mean, I'm sober. I'm done. The time I did at the annex last year that you sent me for 10 days, I did like almost 2 months, and I realized that I don't want to leave. I was sleeping in a room with people who murder, people who kidnap, people who drug dealers, and I looked at myself and I was like, I don't want to end up like these people. So I'm done. I'm done living in this shadow, and I feel that I'm threatened. I'm just the court is just waiting for me to make a wrong move, just to I mean.
I am, because I've got to protect the community of El Paso, and you're charged with intoxicated assault with a motor vehicle. You were driving. You were arrested for driving drunk.
I'm very ashamed of that. I'm very, very ashamed of that.
Well, don't think the court is waiting for every misstep. I've got to protect the community of El Paso. That's my job.
I understand, Your Honor. I understand everything you're saying. I'm very ashamed of that. Very, very. I wish that didn't happen to me, and I don't wish it upon anybody. But this missed test is, I had to drive back. I needed to get that monitor. I know if I missed more time, it was gonna be worse. And I called my PR bond officer to let her know. I needed to let her know. But I mean, I called like around 8 and she didn't answer. I had to email her to let her know. Like I wanted her to let her know what was happening. The other missed tests that last year that you looked.
Not missed tests. We have curfews all over the place. One missed test. Okay, fine. You're not honoring curfew. You were around Boston Street with a GPS. On Boston Street, that's Cincinnati. So you were there on Cincinnati Street past curfew. That I know. You were at Ojos Locos past curfew. You're drinking publicly.
I'm not drinking at all, man. At all. I'm done with that. I'm done with drinking. I haven't had an alcohol.
I'm not drinking at all, man. To a female judge. Oh God. Who's like all cranked up about bars.
I haven't had alcohol in more than 2 years. I haven't had any, and I'm done. And I'm gonna keep going.
Okay, good for you. Good for
I
you.
want to let you know, man, that ever since I got out, I had to do something to myself. I want to change my life. I'm done living under the shadow of this issue. So I got myself in school. Because I want to be a professional. I want to be a professional just like you, like Mr. Spurgeon, like the DA. I want to have a degree. I want to change my life. I want to be somebody important. And I know I have this issue, and I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. And you can double check with Miss Adriana Garcia. I've been blowing here at my house at 9 p.m. so she can know that I'm here. And then at 10. I've been doing that. So I can prove that I'm here.
Okay. Mr. Spurgeon, you want to tell me? I think we need to revoke his PR bond now. Mr. Spurgeon?
I'd ask for you not to, Your Honor. I'd ask for you not to. He's working on the school stuff. There's no excuse for the curfew stuff. And I didn't learn of all of this until you just read it to me just now, or we would have had a conversation way before this morning. Okay. I had understood that the matter, I think, about him leaving the monitor at home or something. I wasn't aware he was driving without his driver's license. Okay.
Okay.
But the curfew bothers me and the locations bother me.
Exactly. Let's get to what really bothers. That's it. That's it.
Mr. Nadas, can you explain to me what you were doing?
All right, I really can't tell though. He might not actually be drinking. I need to hear what you guys think. Do you think he's actually not drinking? The curfew stuff, he's there or whatever. He's busted for that, and he's driving without a license, and he's past curfew, and he's at a bar. Clearly, but he is getting tested, and he's clean all this time. Or is he just like, finding a way around it? That's my question.
On Boston after curfew?
That Boston after curfew, I remember telling Miss Adriana, I was with my family also. We went to go buy some cookies right there. It's called Insomniac Cookies. I didn't go, I don't Cincinnati, I don't even know where that's like. She says it's right next to it, but I was under my family's supervision. Of course, they were not gonna let me go to the bar and drink or have fun or something. We were buying
Okay. I came up with a great idea. I'm going to give you every opportunity to defend yourself because this is a serious case, number one. And number two, I want to see if you're really telling me the truth. Show me an insomnia receipt for that day from Insomnia Cookies, and then I'll start believing you.
Okay, I'll have to go back and to that spot, and I'm pretty sure.
No, did you pay cash, credit? What did
cash?
You do?
Oh, I think he got some cookies, but not at Insomnia.
Cash money.
And that's your problem. Who paid for it?
My little sister.
Can you set us for Monday, Judge, and we can get you some witnesses?
Yes. Yeah, I'll be fair because this is serious, and I'm intending to revoke based on the intoxication assault.
Yes,
sir. And I want to give you a fair chance to defend. You can talk to Miss Adriana. We're going to set you up sometime next week. Maybe not Monday. I may be in trial. I may be in trial Monday. Yes, sir.
Your Honor, I also, since I was at Chaparral and I drove back, I want to ask you permission because that's where the job site is at. I have two job sites, one in Santa Teresa and one in Chaparral.
He did it all for the cookie.
And Ms. Adriana told me to hold off on that.
We're going to hold off until we have this hearing. I don't know what I'm going to do.
And if I could share my screen right now so I can show you the classes that I signed up for. I'm not lying to you.
I don't want to know that. I don't want to know that now. I'm giving you guys an opportunity to prove to me I don't care what classes you signed up. I don't care. You're charged with intoxicated assault. You're at bars and you're past curfew. That's all I care about, Mr. Nadas. That's all I care about. And you're not going to be doing that. And you're missing curfew. That's all. That's all I'm focusing on, Mr. Spurgeon.
Yes, Your Honor.
So that's all I need to know. Okay, I'm going to give you an opportunity to defend.
Your Honor, I think you're going to hear. I'm going to proffer at this time just to let you know. I anticipate that we're going to be stuck with the curfew violations when this is all over with.
Then maybe we'll give him a sanction. Absolutely.
But I think we're going to be able to have family that's credible that'll testify to the cookies and the soccer game.
I think we're gonna be stuck with those violations again. I like this attorney for some reason. He's just like, that's where we're headed, Judge.
Adriana here too as well, Miss Mata. So make sure that she's here.
Yes, Ron.
Okay, and he's gonna have to explain all the curfew violations and where he was at.
And
we're
Judge,
talking curfew violations, and we're talking about bars.
Judge, can I also get a copy of what you're looking at so that we can make sure that we've addressed it?
You can get it from Ms. Garcia.
I'll do that. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all. You may be excused. Have a great day.
What's your name, sir? Sidney Lamar Martin.
Another number one dad. We've had one before in this room, which I'd kind of like to see. I'd like to see him get both the number one dads and, you know, have like a little fight over who is really the number one dad, because one of them is obviously a pretender.
Sidney Martin.
Yes.
Case number 240-462. Right there. Case number 240-462-4901. Pierce City, Michigan versus Sidney Martin. Appearances, please.
Thank you, Magistrate Stevenson, for the people.
Yes, Your Honor. Brandon Bird on behalf of Sidney Martin. My client waives his right to the formal reading, which provides his constitutional rights and will stand mute.
Okay, court order not guilty plea on behalf of your client. Give me one moment. Okay, court order not guilty plea on behalf of Mr. Martin. Bond recommendation from the people.
Magistrate, the people aren't going to have an issue with the personal bond here. We would be asking for a no contact with that Mr. Griffin, as well as the Children's Hospital where the incident took place. The defendant does have one prior, an A and B, albeit about 14 years ago. So if we can get that no contact, we're not going to be objecting to a person.
See right there, Mr. Vincent is showing respect for the number one dad.
No objection, Your Honor. He actually turned himself in today. We're just asking if he does need to, if his child does need care, he needs to take him to the Children's Hospital. That'd be the only reason that.
No, I'm not gonna have him barred from Children's Hospital. Well, just a sufficient no contact with the complaining witness should suffice.
You can't bar the number one dad from Children's Hospital. That's just wrong.
No contact with Mr. Griffin. You're not to possess any handguns, firearms, other dangerous weapons. A $1,000 personal bond. Again, I don't see a need for, you may have to have contact with Children's Hospital, so I'm not going to make that a bond condition. Pretrial, January 16th in front of Judge Bryant. There's nothing else, sir. Step aside. Have a good day. Thank you, sir. Thanks. Oh, okay. What's your name?
James Irvin Toplin.
Mr. Toplin?
Yes.
Case number 220-4515-101, Houston, Michigan versus James Toplin. Appearances, please. This is a 2022 case.
Samuel A.
And
Ragland.
this is a KPS bond, 1,000 out of 10%.
Misdemeanor.
Okay. You're right. Go ahead.
Samuel A. Ragland for the people, Your Honor. Oh.
Jessica Sharp, on behalf of Mr. Toplin, who is from reading, understands his constitutional rights and stands for you.
Court will continue not guilty plea on behalf of Mr. Toplin. Ms. Sharp, why should I not continue the KPS bond set
Your Honor,
by Judge Bryant? What? Go ahead.
So it's our understanding that they're not even supposed to be putting people in jail for this type of misdemeanor license, driving with suspended license allegedly. And this is a matter from 2022. Court saying he's, Mr. Toplin is 66 years old. He's retired. He's part-time at Little Caesars Arena. He lives alone. He's a lifelong resident of Michigan. He was arrested at home, Your Honor, not because of anything else. It's, I believe, since Monday, he's been sitting jail since at the Detroit Detention Center since Monday on a charge like this. We have updated contact information. He's not going to miss court because he only sat there for this long because of missing court. So respectfully asking the court to consider a personal bond. He does have a heart condition. He is on medication for that. And I believe this was his only capias, and he's not on probation or parole, nothing pending. And he has nothing assaulted on his record.
There's two capiases.
Okay, and so I stand corrected. And he doesn't have anything assaultive on his record, and our office will be handling this matter. We have updated contact information. We will be texting that number, and he will be and calling it, and he knows how to navigate the court website, so he won't be missing any court, and he knows the court is open if for some reason he can't do Zoom.
Mr. Ragnar?
Well, Your Honor, there's 4 times he's failed to appear. He's gotten personal bonds. He gets $100, 10% bond. He posts $10 and he forfeits that. I mean, I have no objection to a personal bond. I don't know how we're going to get him to come to court, but I think now that Ms. Shiba said their office is handling it, then I have confidence in them that they will be contacting him and getting him to court. So I will go along with the personal bond. Thank you.
Well, this is getting a little ridiculous. I'm going to give him a personal bond.
It is.
You know, and this matter should have been over with by now.
But
really, I'm going to fit in with a GPS tether.
Your Honor.
Yes. Shad, go ahead.
I just, a charge like this from 2022 and a GPS tether that's now going to take him to Wayne County Jail to wait for that tether on a heart I understand. I understand that the court wants to do that to make sure he comes to court. And I understand that he hasn't showed up to court. But, Your Honor, given the type of charge, given the time that it is, given that he sat there till Monday, I think he learned his lesson since Monday. You know, today is Thursday. He missed the holidays and all and came into the new year over a charge like that. I'm respectfully asking the court to consider a high personal bond without the tether.
Did he turn himself in?
Court. No, he was arrested at home. He was arrested Monday at home, Your Honor.
So he did not take the initiative. Ms. Scheib, your argument is well noted, but you know, one time, a couple times, he's just not going to come to court. And so I'm going to give you a personal bond, but he's going to be fitted with a GPS tether. So in addition to your current contact information, we have our own information to track him down. Pre-trial, January 17th. No driving without a license in front of Judge Bryant. Step aside.
Can you repeat that bottom off me, Your Honor, please?
What did I say? $5,000 personal bond, GPS tether.
Thank you, sir. This way, Judge.
What's your name?
Anderi.
Mr. Anderi, you have some traffic matters which you failed to appear in court for. As a result of your failure to appear, warrants for your arrest were issued. Court's going to set aside the arrest warrant. Arrest warrants give you a personal bond in each of these misdemeanor matters. It carries a maximum penalty of up to 93 days in jail and/or a $500 fine. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be against you. You have the right to the attorney. Can afford attorney one more point on your behalf. The ticket is P1290604. Driving while license revoked. The pre-trial will be January 29th in courtroom 533 at 1:30 p.m. via Zoom. Is that clear, Mr. Anderi?
No, sir. I don't understand.
What don't you understand?
What do I do?
You have a traffic ticket in which you failed to appear in court for. It was driving while license revoked. The ticket number was P1290604. You have a pre-trial court date on that ticket, January 29th, 1:30 p.m., courtroom 533 via Zoom. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Is that a yes?
So what do I do?
Moving on to your next matter. Case number 250-4400701. Peterson and Michigan versus Marks. Appearances, please.
Thank you, Magistrate. Steve Vincent for the people.
Jessica Scheib on behalf of Mr. Andre, who is from formal reading, understands his constitutional rights and safety.
All right, court order not guilty plea on behalf of Mr. Andre. Given that this is a misdemeanor, I'm not aware of any criminal history. Are there any, Mr. Vincent? Is there any?
Yeah.
Felonies?
As you can imagine, there are a bunch of impaireds and drugs. He's currently on probation for an R&O and felony controlled substances. He got 3 years. He got 3 years in the middle of 2023.
So what is your bond recommendation, Mr. Vincent?
Because he's on probation, you know what, and he's still committing crimes, I think there is a level of danger. I understand it's just dish soap, but I mean, where does it stop? So I'll leave this. I'll leave it up. I'll leave it up.
Where does it stop? Where does it stop?
Sir, please don't say anything. Anything you say right now, Kenan, will be used against you. It's all part of the record.
It sounds
So,
good.
Your Honor, he does suffer from mental illness.
Mr. Andre, it's going to stop real fast for you if you don't shut up.
Oh, yeah. Sounds good, Judge.
Yeah, I think there's a level of danger. I would be asking for monitorization at this point, possibly home.
Okay, Ms. Scheib, go ahead.
Your Honor, there's no level of danger when someone's allegedly stealing dish soap, and they have not actually been convicted of anything. So he wasn't committing crimes. He allegedly got.
Mr. Andre, this is the last time I'm going to ask you to be quiet. Try me one more time and see what happens. Go ahead, Ms. Scheib.
Your Honor, he was arrested on the 31st. It's been a couple of days now. This is an individual with mental illness who has not received his medication. So whatever is happening right now, you know, it could be a result of that. He is on 2 different medications, and he has not received them since at least the 31st, I know for sure. So I'm respectfully asking the court to consider a personal bond and no, just don't return to this address.
Is he employed?
Yes, Your Honor.
Where?
So we are live on YouTube. So
no, I don't mean where. I mean, just generally where, what city?
He's employed at a nice restaurant in downtown Detroit, very close by.
John McCarty. Please talk to John McCarty. I work very hard for that name. All right, you know what? Next time John McCarty, the McCarty Brothers, the Joker.
Please don't say anything. Anything you say. Okay.
What did I tell you, Mr. Andre? You've been talking. Repeat what I told you earlier. You like to talk. Oh, now you're quiet. $5,000 personal bond. No contact with the Dollar General store. GPS tether, 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. curfew.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Your Honor, may I ask the reasons for the tether?
One, he doesn't appear to listen. And 2, given his repeated, although to varying degrees, his, how can I put this, criminal activity, and in addition to this failure to shut up and follow his court's direction, I'm not sure he's going to abide by this court's rulings. I don't want to track him. So pretrial January 17th, and no contact with Dollar General.
So Your Honor, respectfully, per the agreement with ACLU and the lawsuit, there has to be certain standards taken to put the tether, and I respectfully don't believe the court reached that with the reasons for. This is a.
Well, I think the failure to shut up gets it done.
individual with mental illness who hasn't gotten his medication since at least the 31st. So if he's talking on the screen and the court thinks, he's not listening, I don't think that's enough to put a tether on him. What is the tether going to do? Make him not talk at home? I don't.
He can talk at home all he wants to.
But I don't think
I'm just
the
not
court
sure he's going to be
reached-
able to follow, Ms. Shy. I'm just not sure he's going to be able to follow this court's instructions and go where he needs to go and be where he needs to be with his court dates.
But that's not enough
He
for
asked
the
multiple
tether
times.
based on
He asked
the
multiple
agreement.
times, what do I do next? What do I do next? Prior with the tickets. And go ahead.
I don't mean to interrupt, Your Honor, or be disrespectful. I just don't think that is, and I actually know that does not reach the standard that the court needs to reach when putting a tether per the ACLU agreement.
Okay, well, you can appeal me. Pre-trial January 17th in front of Judge Bryan. Step aside, sir. The one prior to that, I think. Oh, no, wait a minute. Who did I do? Give me 1 second. No, it's not this one. It's the prior one. Yeah, give me one. Give me one. Okay, what's your name, sir? What's your name?
Richard McClendon.
Elliott McClendon?
Richard McClendon.
Cody Andari.
Okay, I don't have that file. McClendon?
Elliott McClendon.
Oh, it's a double bagger with Andrew. That's why. Give me the Andrew file back. Okay. I should have done it together. Okay. This is case number 25044000701. People say Michigan versus Elliott McClendon. Appearances, please.
Thank you, Magistrate Stevenson, for the people.
Jessica Schaub on behalf of Mr. McClendon, who is formal reading understands his constitutional rights and stands mute.
Okay, court order not good to be on behalf of Mr. McClendon. Bond recommendation, Mr. Vincent.
In this case, I'm not objecting to a personal. I'm not asking for monitorization. This defendant, unlike the other defendant, is not on probation for anything. Priors are minimal, so we won't object to a personal.
No objection.
Rashad?
It's Richard. It's not him.
Okay, I got you. Don't
No
interrupt
objection.
any of us again. $5,000 personal bond, sir. Pre-trial, January 17th. Stay away from Dollar General in front of Judge Bryant. Step aside, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
What's your name, sir?
Menard Jackson.
Okay, I arraigned him this morning on another matter.
Yes, sir.
All right. This is case number 250-550-2601. People said Michigan versus Stephen Jackson. I recall I gave him a personal bond on this morning. Appearances, please.
Samuel A. Ragnan for the people, Your Honor.
Justice Sharp, on behalf of Mr. Jackson, who has from a reading understands his constitutional rights and stands mute.
Court and I good to plead on behalf of Mr. Jackson. Bond recommendation, Mr. Ragnar.
We're asking for a $10,000, 10% cash bond. If he's able to post bond, we're asking for a tether with home arrest. Yeah, this defendant, it has 5 open cases. He has personal bonds on all of them. He has 2 in circuit court that are set. One is set on 127-25 for final pretrial. And another one is set for on 12/20 on 2/27/25 for a final pretrial. And the other ones are, one was arraigned this morning, and he also has capiouses where he has failed to appear on a case that was open on 5/5/23 that he has a $20 personal bond. He got 11/26/24. He failed to appear before that in 9/28/23. So, Your Honor, under 765-6A, I think this is a case that warrants a cash bond. I mean, he keeps going on.
I don't have any cases.
Arrested.
Mr. Jackson, I've got just a string of defendants coming before me in the jail that just want to talk without permission and interrupting folks. Don't do that again. Allow them to finish. You've been through this morning. You know how we do this. Is that correct, Mr. Jackson?
Yes, it is, Your Honor. Correct.
Okay, well, go ahead, Mr. Ragnar.
He had a $10,000 bond from this morning's case, as well as you just previously mentioned. But he has a number of felonies all the way back to 1987, mostly B&Es, a felonious assault in 2007. So, Your Honor,
yeah, he's got a long criminal history. I see that. Habitual fourth offense notice in this case.
So I think a cash bond is warranted and a tether with home arrest at the minimum. Thank you.
Rashad?
Respectfully asking the court to consider a personal bond. This is non-assaultive. He will be at his court dates. We have all updated contact information, Your Honor. These are allegations. He's presumed innocent unless proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. He does not have any money to post for bond. Understands no contact. Respectfully asking for that personal bond.
Is he employed? I don't recall. Remind me.
No, Your Honor. No.
May I add one point?
Hold on. Did I give him a tether this morning?
I don't believe so.
I have it as a $10,000 personal bond with a tether.
House arrest. Tether house arrest.
Thank you.
Okay. All right.
I wasn't aware.
Okay, go ahead, Mr. Ragnar.
No, the only thing I was going to say, he's got 4 cases pending, and 3 days ago he runs.
I know you said that multiple times. He's probably got 12 cases now because you said it 3 times.
But 3 days ago, he goes in and steals clothes. I mean.
Okay.
Thank you.
$10,000 personal bond, no contact with Grayson Clothiers. Probable cause January 15th. Preliminary examination January 21st. What's in front of Judge Taylor? Step aside.
Thank you, Your Honor.